Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, I am a reseller. I sell used clothing and shoes on eBay and Poshmark and sometimes other platforms. Every week I come on and share what sold from last week. I give you some of my sales numbers. That way you can get an idea of the kind of money you can make if you are putting out the kind of items that I am. I'll also show some of my highlighted sales and show you guys a couple of items and tell you about why I picked them up, how much they sold for, and just give you an idea of some things that you might be able to pick up in your local area. So like I said, I'm only showing some of the items that I sold last week. If you are interested in seeing all of the items that sold last week, the links to my eBay and Poshmark store are down below, and you can check my solds through that link. All right, let's get into last week's sales.
All right, so starting with eBay, I sold a total of 19 items, which is actually quite low for me. My gross sales totals from those 19 items were $741.44, making my average sale price $39.02, which is quite up for me. So even though I only sold 19, my average sale price did go up, which helped make up for some of my sales. And then my total cost of goods for everything that I sold on eBay was $69.48. This is a Coogi dress that I sold on eBay. Now, typically I don't pick up everything in Coogi, but some of my best finds have actually been from this brand. Here is the brand tag. Now, the reason I picked this one up in particular was due to its 3D knit. I've actually sold a men's sweater in a 3D knit for $300, so I'm always on the lookout for the 3D knits. I've also sold a women's dress similar to this one, but not as nice, around $85. So, because of my previous sales with this brand, I knew that this was worth picking up. Again, not everything in this brand sells. What you're really looking for is this knit-like material, and it's called 3D just because it's kind of textured and some of the lines of this knit come out more than others, and then multicolor is always a good find. So this one I had listed for $185, and I took a best offer of $166.50, and I picked this up at a thrift store for 99 cents. So one good thing about this brand is typically your thrift stores will not know what it is, so they will not price it up. So always be on the lookout, even during summer, in the sweater area for this kind of a knit. Next is this Guess Men's Vintage Leather Bomber Jacket. This is definitely vintage, and Guess isn't something I typically look out for, but one reason I'll pick it up is if it has this question mark. A lot of people are seeking out this question mark vintage label on jeans, on jackets, on shirts, on several different things. But if you see Guess with this logo here, that in general means that it is a vintage. I don't think that there are any reproductions yet of this question mark. You can tell from the tag that it was super vintage. I have only found one other one like this, but in general, if you come across the question mark, it's a good idea to put it in your title. This one in particular drew my attention to it before I saw the question mark just because it was leather, it was by Guess, and it was what I would consider a modern style jacket, so something somebody could wear today and still be on trend. So for all of those reasons, I picked up this Guess men's leather jacket. I made sure to do measurements because vintage sizing tends to run a little bit smaller, and I did mention that in my description. You can kind of see here from where the sleeves end that it does run a little bit small. I had this one listed for $49.99. I sent out offers to watchers, and a buyer accepted $44 on this jacket. Here is another jacket that I sold. This one is not by a brand that I know very well. The brand is called Bare, Bare, and I simply picked this one up because I just thought it had some unique wash details. So brand didn't really matter to me. I did pick this up a while ago, so I've been sitting on it. Had it listed for $49.99, and I accepted an offer of $32.50, and this sold via the global shipping program. If you come across unique denim jackets, they might sit for a little bit depending on how unique they are, but there is a buyer for everything, I feel like, and this one was just too unique to pass up. It was also in what I would consider a modern style, kind of that moto style jacket. So for those reasons, I picked this up. I would definitely pick this up again, even if I had to sit on it, because like I said, some of these more unique pieces, no matter what the brand is, can sell for quite a bit. This is a shirt by Brewdog, which I'm in Ohio. This is a local brewery to me. So Brewdog is a brewery in Ohio. They do sell some apparel. And depending on which one you've got, this is for the drink Neon Overlord. Some of them can go for more or for less. Most of them that I saw selling on eBay were selling between $15 and $25. Mine I didn't see. So I went ahead and picked this up. They do have a great sell-through rate, and like I said, depending on which one you have, may go for more or less. Mine sold for $24.99 and really, really quickly sold within the same week I listed it. Next are some pair of men's jeans. If you've watched any part of my channel before, you know I really, really love selling men's jeans, and for the reason that they sell really, really quickly, although sometimes you're only getting 25 bucks for them, it's still worth it in my opinion to pick them up because they are so easy to list. These ones were by J. Crew and they are the 770 straight jeans. I was able to find that out based on the tag information on the inside. And as I said before, most men's jeans tell you what the style name is on the inside. You can do comps with that information and also put it in your title to make sure you're making good business decisions when sourcing and also learn how to price your item effectively. So with all that research I did on these ones ended up selling for $33. Another pair of men's jeans. These ones are by American Eagle. These are the relaxed straight jeans. Again, I found the information from the information inside. This one, American Eagle is typically on the waistband, so you can see relaxed straight here. These ones went for $24.99. Another brand in men's jeans that I really like picking up is the brand TK Axel. This is a brand I just learned about within the past year, and it's been doing really well for me. One thing I always look for is a more modern style. These ones were the relaxed straight jeans, so I made sure to do comps on that. They had a good sell-through rate. I also like that they were distressed, and that typically helps to sell this kind of a jean. So these ones sold for $24.99. Next is this dress. I picked it up simply for its style. I don't know the brand very well. The brand is called Agio. And like I said, I'm not familiar with this brand, but the dress had pockets. It had some interesting texture. It also had embroidery, which gave it bohemian style and fringe details here, high-low and fringe at the bottom. For all of those reasons, I picked this up. Bohemian stuff, embroidered stuff, fringe is just selling really well right now. It's a style that people are searching for. So I made sure to put all of those keywords in my title, and this sold very, very quickly. I sold this one on a best offer of $22.99. This dress up for the same reason, just a bohemian style. Again, I didn't really know the brand. Really beautiful color, had some interesting embroidery. One of the main reasons I picked this up was because it was plus size. If you could find bohemian plus size dresses, no matter what the brand is, they seem to be selling pretty quickly for me. This one in particular did sell at full price at $30, and because they aren't well-known brands, usually the thrift stores are pricing them pretty inexpensively, so keep your eye out for plus size bohemian dresses. I picked this dress up for the same reason. It is a bohemian style. This one I actually did know the brand. The brand is called Angie, and I'll show you the tag here in a second. But I picked this up because I like the style. They are pretty well known for their bohemian styles, but I don't pick up everything in this brand. Generally, it's got to have some interesting details. This one I thought was interesting because it had kimono sleeves. It was a shorter style, and I just really like the neutral color scheme of this dress. This one also sold pretty quickly on offers that I sent to watchers for $22.49. Moving on to Poshmark, I sold a total of 23 items, which is actually more than what sold on eBay, so I'm really happy Poshmark is keeping up. My gross sales on Poshmark was $663, which made my average sale price $28.83, and that's actually up a little bit from normal. Usually I am between 20 and 25 average sale price on Poshmark. I find that people are on Poshmark looking for the lower end items and they really want a deal. So for those reasons, my average sale price is usually a lot lower. So I'm happy that on both platforms, my average sale price did go up, and my total cost of goods for everything on Poshmark was $116. First item I wanted to show you was this jacket by Loro Piana, and actually it's a collaboration with Saks Fifth Avenue, which I'll show you here in a second. It is just a winter jacket, nothing special on the material. It wasn't wool. It was just, I think, a nylon or a polyester coat. But I picked this up because it had the label Loro Piana, which you can see here. It was a storm system jacket, so I made sure to put that in my description and title. So Loro Piana is a really fantastic brand to be on the lookout for, and typically you want to look for them in wool materials, things like blazers, sometimes dresses and scarves. But in general, they're usually not their own brand. And what I mean by that is they usually collaborate with another brand and then that brand uses their materials. So you'll see woven by Loro Piana in Italy and then it's put out by, let's say, Saks Fifth Avenue, like this jacket is. So I've had experience selling wool, which is what Loro Piana is known for and can go for quite a bit. I took a chance on this because it wasn't wool and that is what they are known for, but I just listed high and accepted offers. This one has been sitting for a little bit, but I am happy that it sold in the summer months for $85. So keep your eye out for anything Loro Piana. Even if it's not wool, it seems to be selling. Next is this vintage shirt. This was actually unbranded. The brand tag was no longer on the inside, and I also had to guess the size. But as you can see in the description, that is how I promote that. And this actually sat in my death pile for quite some time. The reason I didn't get it listed was because it had some staining. This is a white shirt and had a bit of wear to it. I let it sit in a bleach bath, but it didn't get everything out, although it did brighten it up. So you'll see I mentioned that here, that there are light stains throughout. Something you can always look for on a vintage shirt if you're trying to determine if it's vintage is you can always look on the sides of the graphic. Somewhere on there it'll usually have a small dating and who puts the shirt out. So I couldn't make the exact date. I usually like to put the exact date in my title, but I couldn't make this one out because it was so faded. So I just put 90s in the title. This one sold really, really quickly, and this is just Kramer from Seinfeld. I think I have this listed quite a bit higher, but somebody offered me $55, and I went ahead and accepted due to the condition and the staining. These are a pair of Keen men's waterproof leather hiking sandals. I almost always pick up these Keen sandals, whether they are men's, women's, and even sometimes kids. But if you find the men's, they typically sell for about $45 to $65 depending on the condition and the color. These ones were in pretty good condition. They had very little wear to them, and for that reason I priced them at $45 and they sold really, really quickly. Great brand to be on the lookout for. This is a blouse by Diane von Furstenberg. I actually let this go for less than I probably normally would have, but the reason I let it go is because I've been sitting on this for quite some time. I think because of its novelty, there's kiss prints all over it, and it just takes a certain kind of buyer to sell a top like this. I went ahead and accepted an offer of $30 simply because, again, I've been sitting on this for a while, but here is the tag you want to look for. Some of her pieces, depending on what they are and how unique, what they're made out of, can go for a ton, and they definitely retail for a ton. So if you come across Diane von Furstenberg, it's definitely worth looking up. These are a pair of pants by a brand that's sold at Anthropologie called, it's either pronounced Hey Hey or Hi Hi, I'm not really sure, but I've had success with this brand in the past. I picked these up because they are a linen crop pant and they had that like crochet detail along the side, right along trim with the bohemian style, so I went ahead and picked these up. These were really hard to photograph because they were an off-white color and I have a white background. So I made sure my cover photo stood out by putting them on something that wasn't a white background, and that is a tip I have for you if you're struggling to get good photographs with white items. So here is the brand tag for those. They were also a good size at a size 32. I had these listed. They sold relatively quickly at $30. These are a pair of Sperry topsider leather combat boots. I normally pick up Sperry's at the bins, but they're the regular boat loafer shoes. I've never come across Sperry combat boots before, so when I came across them, I did some research and it turns out that they sell pretty well. These were a size 10, which I think is a good size. People with larger feet are typically looking for cuter shoes and they can be harder to find, so they're willing to pay more. I listed mine at what I consider to be market price based on comps, and they sold at $35. This is a brand I've really been loving picking up. The brand is Torrid, and if you don't know about them, they sell a lot of plus size clothing, really well known for their plus sizes. They have really cute modern pieces, and they flip really, really quickly. So I'm usually selling Torrid pieces between $20 and $30, depending on what it is. This one in particular was just a tunic top, and it sold for $25. Torrid does have vanity sizing. Like I said, they're known for their plus size. So if you come across Torrid and you see a size 4, but you think it looks really, really large, that's because they use vanity sizing. And I believe in Torrid, a size 4 is actually similar to a 4X. So make sure to do your research on the size chart when you're coming across Torrid, but it is a wonderful plus size brand to keep in your closet. And if you can find it inexpensively, it does flip very quickly. These are a pair of Levi's shorts. I really love picking up any kind of well-known brand shorts during this time of the year. If I price them between $20 and $30, they usually flip very, very quickly. These Levi's, I think I had listed at 25 and someone sent me an offer for 23, which I accepted. These sold very, very quickly, and you'll notice I made my cover photo the back of the jean, and I recommend you do that for Levi's or Calvin Klein or some of the other brands that are known for their tab and their back leather patch. That just seems to be something people are looking for. So any kind of mid-rise denim shorts I'm picking up where it kind of comes in at the waist. I would almost call it mom style, kind of like mom jeans. People are looking for this style. These were a good size in a size 8, so that's also a reason I think they sold really quickly. So I sold these ones at $23. This is a top by Lululemon, and it did have a small spot on it. Normally I go on Lulu Fanatics and try to look up the exact style name, but I just wanted to get this listed and wanted to get it up, especially with its flaw, so I just listed it as is, described it by using mesh and sheer, and this sold very, very quickly at $24. If you're not familiar with Lululemon, typically the tag is cut out off of the inside by the owner. So the only way you can indicate that it's Lululemon is by finding this little emblem somewhere on, which is typically on the back left or at the back middle top. This is a brand called Vici, and I picked it up just because I was drawn to the vertical stripe. Vertical stripes make people look thinner, so I made sure to put that in my title because some people might be looking for that. I really like the open back detail, and all in all, I thought this was a great color scheme for vacation, for beach. So I put some of those keywords in there, and this one sold really, really quickly at $45, and I think I'll probably continue picking up this brand of dress. And here is the brand tag spelled VICI. This is a J. Crew men's chambray button-down shirt. Chambray is when it's similar to denim, but it's a lighter material, but it has that denim look. I will pick up pretty much any men's button-down chambray shirt as long as it is a well-known brand. In this case, it was by J. Crew, which is an excellent, excellent brand to pick up in chambray shirts. This one sold really quickly at $25, and I'm usually selling these between $25 and $30. So keep your eye out for men's button-down chambray shirts in a well-known brand. Another pair of men's jeans. These ones are by Lucky Brand, and they are the 363 Vintage Straight. Again, make sure that you are looking up the actual style name on the inside of the men's jeans when you're going to pick these up and when you're pricing your items, because the style does make a huge difference. If you price them right for the style, they will flip really quickly and they could be a really good constant bread and butter item for you. So these Lucky Brand men's jeans sold for $25 on Poshmark. Last item on Poshmark I wanted to show you was this Eloquii Bohemian chambray dress, kind of along the same lines as those dresses that sold on eBay. I picked this up for its bohemian style. Chambray dresses do really well for me. I thought it had kind of a bohemian look to it. Really interesting, had pockets, had the tassel details, and Eloquii is also well known for plus sizes. So for all of those reasons, this was a great item to pick up because I could put all of that information, and so many people are looking for those things that they came across this really quickly. This was size 22 and it sold at $27. I did sell one item on Depop, and it was this No Boundaries vintage 80s dress. If you come across vintage dresses like this, where it kind of has that cinched in at the waist and then flutters out, this one had shoulder pads, floral details, and also pearl-like buttons, and you can tell that it's definitely vintage. I'd say that it is worth picking up. However, it may sell better on a site like Depop. I was almost positive that it would sell on Depop and not the other platforms, and I was right. So if you're not already on Depop, consider cross-listing some of your vintage items over because people are looking for these specific things on Depop. This one sold really quickly. I had it listed at $39.99 and it did sell at full price. So in total, I sold 43 items last week for a gross sales total of $1,444.43, making my average sale price $33.59, and then my total cost of goods for everything that I sold last week was $187.98.
All right, guys, so that is it for last week's sales. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how your sales are going. Have you hit the summer slowdown yet? And what was your best sale last week? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.